Right, welcome. It's really pleased to see you all. The Mexan wave have taken up most of the session time, so I'll move on because we're cutting into the next speaker's time. Just wanted to say thank you for all coming together. When Diana contacted me last spring about trying to do something jointly with the PPMA for an event, I leapt at it because I was thinking from the PPMA perspective we need to try and work together. And we quite quickly formulated the idea, well, obviously integrated care is the way forward, and trying to give HR professionals an appreciation of what's happening in that arena, what's happening in our organisations, and how can we better work together from an HR angle and try and get our organisations to work together better. So a big thank you for Diana to helping to pull together this event. I've contributed some ideas and maybe contacted a couple of people, but most of this is all thank you to Diana. So a big thank you to Diana today. I will skip through, you've got my slide pack, it's been sent out to you. I'll skip through this very quickly because I don't want to interrupt the main speaker's time. The context for working, as we appreciate, is the Health and Social Care Act, the Care Act itself in 2014, and NHS Forward View. I won't touch on those because I'm sure you appreciate those as the main framework for getting organisations in the NHS and local authorities to work more closely together. The challenges ahead are in terms of our budgets, and I just want to set the scene from the budget angle very briefly. So you'll appreciate the Department of Health budget is 116 billion. Currently, and the reason why it's important to understand the mix of that is because the way in which the government have looked to bolster the funding is quite crafty. In the past, any spending review and where they've looked to increase the finances has been for the Department of Health budget overall. This year, in the spending review, they've said that they'll provide 7.6 billion, which I'm sure that you have seen in the headlines, 7.6 billion more by the end of this Parliament, 2020. The difficult thing is that it's not affecting the other health service budgets, and the other health service budgets cover public health, education and training in NHS, and a few of the national institutes, so the National Institute for Health Care and Excellence and the CQC. What that means is that other health services are expected to make savings over this next Parliament of over more than 3 billion. So therefore, the net effect on this 7.6 billion additional money that the government are giving is down to 4.5 billion. So it's not quite as much as we think. The additional investment is front-loaded, which is good, but unfortunately, there's already pressures in NHS that are impacting on those budgets. So they'll be putting forward another 2 billion in 2016, but a lot of that's going to be absorbed by existing NHS deficits and also pension costs, and the pension costs are taking up over $1 billion of that 2 billion. This provides additional focus then in the fact that the NHS is expected to find additional productivity savings over the next few years in the region of 22 billion. So that puts a great deal of emphasis on that kind of efficiency challenge. I've touched on the other health spending, it's down by 3 billion. What that touches on is the fact that public health expenditure is 200 million less this year, and over the next few years it's going to be reduced by a further 600 million. The grants for student grants are expecting to save over the life of this Parliament another 1.2 billion, and then there's other reductions in budgets for the CQC and NICE. So they're going to be reduced, and that's where the 3 billion is made up. And then notwithstanding that, in local authorities, social care funding's been under a lot of pressure already. So as you appreciate, local authority budgets have been under pressure for a number of years. It's just getting tougher. We have got the ability going forward to raise some additional financing through council tax, and that will help to supplement social care funding. But it's probably not likely to be as much as we think, because of the way in which the tax base works in different local authorities. So the chance to get that additional revenue is maybe not as great as the government thinks. Social care budgets have been reduced by 31% over the last 5 years. They're expected to reduce by potentially another 50% over the next over the life of this Parliament. There's a gap existing at the moment between 2 and 2.7 billion. So the challenges are huge, plus the fact the living wage, when that comes online in full in 2019, that's predicted to increase that deficit by 800 million, and therefore we've got a potential shortfall in social care of between 2.8 and 3.5 billion. So that's me setting the scene, try to do it very quickly. Basically, it's a huge financial challenge for our organisations, and as HROD professionals, we've got to try and work within that framework. Inevitably, a lot of that pressure will come down onto staffing. Okay, so it's important to understand that financial context. So that's me as an introduction. I hope that you get a lot out of the sessions this morning, and we hope that this event is successful. We'd like to work with the HPMA in other parts of the country as the PPMA as well. All right, thank you.